Hey everybody, Papa Wiggs here with Wiggs. We're going to do a quick Monday Night Football recap of the Bills and the Jets. Listen, I'm surprised. The Bills pulled it out. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, Wiggs, because Josh Allen is really surprising me in regards to what he's doing this year so far. I mean, he didn't have a huge game yesterday, but he did enough to lead him to a win, right? So they did have Shakir, back yesterday. Ray Davis had a huge game, 152 yards, total yards, with James Cook out. Uh, it was nice to see the Jets, as Wiggs would probably, dance right now. Finally use Brees Hall the way they should have been using him. 169 total yards. Unfortunately, he didn't have any touchdowns, but at least it's a good sign that Brees Hall's starting to get the ball and stuff. So um, I think that me personally, I think Brees Hall's going to start, playing a lot better. Both Lazard and Garrett Wilson had over 100 yards and a touchdown. Good games there. Breaking news if you haven't heard already, the Jets are trading for Devontae Adams. Uh, at the press conference last night, Aaron Rodgers had made a comment that his game losing interception was because Mike Williams ran the wrong route. He said that he was really critical of Williams um, during the game and all the little things he wasn't doing. And the very next day, Devontae Adams is coming to the Jets. So I got a feeling this means the Jets are going to be shopping around Mike Williams. So all you Mike Williams owners out there, keep an eye on that. Who knows? I mean, maybe he'll go to a better situation. Me personally, I think Mike Williams is still a decent wide receiver. Definitely could be wide receiver 2 or 3 on any team right now if he came in and he um, picked up the offense. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. Uh, but I think personally this is a desperation move for the Jets. They're trying to save their season. So uh, because not only are they getting Devontae Adams, they're picking up his whole entire contract, which is crazy to me. They're giving up a third round draft pick, which could go to a second round draft pick. So not only that, but they've also given Hassan Reddick, uh, who they traded for, um, permission to go seek a trade now with another team now that he's switched agents. I don't know what's going on with Woody Johnson. I agree with what Bill Belichick said on the Manning podcast that um, the Jets they just keep moving on from people, and there's no consistency, and that's why they never do really well. Um, I was surprised they fired their head coach, but that's Woody Johnson for you. Anyways, um, it'll be interesting to see how that works out with Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. Wiggs, what do you think about that? I mean, you think it's going to be a good thing, or
I mean, I hope so. I got him in one of my leagues, so
I think it could be a good thing because obviously Devontae Adams has worked with the offensive coordinator with the Jets. Well, actually, he got replaced, but he's worked with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think it's going to take him long to come in there and at least have some kind of impact. It's definitely going to open up things for Garrett Wilson. I think. I mean, Garrett Wilson. A lot of people might be thinking he's going to be upset about it, but if I was Garrett Wilson, I'd be happy about it because that means that he's not going to probably be seeing as many double coverages, and he's going to have more one on ones. Even though Rodgers has got that connection with Adams, they haven't played together in a few years. Rodgers has got the connection with Wilson, so and with Lazard, I think it's going to be beneficial for all the receivers in play. They definitely do have a quality 3 receivers now, don't you think, Wiggs? I mean, with Lazard, Adams, Wilson, uh, their running backs, arguably to me, could be, it's definitely one of the best running back duos, I think, right now. A lot of people might disagree with that, but I think Braden Allen could be a starting running back on any other team right now if he wasn't behind Brees Hall. Um, so so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. And boy, Josh Allen and the Bills, they just keep winning, 4-2 on top of their division. I mean, nobody else in their division. I think the closest other person in their division is 2-4 as well, right? I mean, the Jets and the Dolphins, I think both are 2-4, and then the Patriots, I think, are what 1-5.
Something like that.
So
It'll be interesting. I don't think Garrett Wilson's stock will drop too much. I think you have to start Adams and Wilson each week. Even with them being on the same team now, the one that I'm probably gonna say takes the biggest hit is probably Lazard because I don't think someone like Brees Hall will be affected too much. I mean, he had 169 yards last night with two of his receivers having over 100 yards as well, so I don't think he's gonna be affected much unless Braylon Allen chips away at his reps. But last night Allen was only out there I think like 5 or 6 different times. He wasn't out there a whole lot, so um, it'll be interesting to see what the Jets do. And then the Bills last night, I mean, you're out James Cook and someone steps up. Ray Davis 152 yards. Like, that's just nuts to see how your rookie just steps up and fills the shoes perfectly well.
yeah, no, I agree with you, Wiggs, and not only that, but they they did have Shakir back, and they found a way to win against this defense without really Josh Allen having to throw too much because he only had 233 yards. You know, well,
Let's combine. He had 215
combined with
passing.
rushing, so it's not like he had 215 passing yards, so it's not like he was going crazy there at all. So
Yeah, and I don't know. I think they got a little lucky last night. I don't see that happening all the time where your running back pops off and is your leading rusher, obviously, and then your leading receiver. You need to, I don't know. He needs to establish something with his receivers because they are not going to be winning a lot of games. I'm not sold on this team at all right now.
I will say this: that the Jets did kind of give it to them too much because I think they had opportunities down in the red zone where they had to kick field goals, right, Wiggs? If you keep settling for field goals, you're going to end up losing. This was definitely a winnable game, especially with Brees Hall having the game that he had and stuff. So
I mean, even Lazard and Wilson, you have three guys over 100 yards on your team and you're losing the game. Like that's just sad. You need to finish a drive, and there's no reason the Bills should have beat them at all last night. They literally just handed the Bills the game. It was the Bills didn't even win that game in my opinion. The Jets lost the game.
yeah, well, and I think the key to me though, Wiggs, and I think you probably agree with this, is that the Bills did what they needed to do to win. They didn't really turn the ball over, did they? I mean, I know Allen didn't throw any interceptions and stuff. So, they took advantage of the opportunities when they were in the red zone. Um, so, um, uh, but there was a couple times. I think there was two times what the Jets were inside the 10. I think, and they had to settle for field goals. Wasn't it? So
After a big Brees Hall play on both of those.
yeah, that's just crazy to me. With the weapons you have on that offense to have to settle for field goals, I mean, that would just be like the Vikings having to settle for field goals, inside the 10-yard line with all the weapons that they have. You got to get creative down there and get your guys the ball. So yeah, interesting game. Another good division game. A little surprising to me that the Bills are 4-2 and the Jets and Dolphins are 2-4. And I mean, it doesn't surprise me as much with the Dolphins because of the quarterback situation there. It does surprise me with the Jets because, I think the Jets are running out of excuses, Wiggs, to be quite frank. Don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback, and I understand that he was frustrated. Not sure that you should have been throwing your guy under the bus to the media. Maybe that's a conversation you probably should have had with the guy directly, after the game. I think we're starting to see a little desperation on the Jets right now. Hopefully it works out for him. I mean, Devontae Adams, if he's healthy and is out there, it could be a great addition. On the same token, it could backfire on him as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Any last thoughts, Wiggs? All right, everybody, check us out, Fantasy Fools PPR on YouTube. We're on Snapchat, X, TikTok, Instagram. Like, share, subscribe. If you got any questions or feedback, feel free to reach out. And again, we appreciate all your guys' views and comments and everything. And until next time, we'll see you soon.